Year 15. How many times have we heard that when it comes to LeBron this year? As much as I criticize LeBron when it comes to the all-time discussion, let's not get it twisted. What LeBron is doing is nothing short of spectacular. To be this productive in year 15, after 15 straight years of NBA basketball with no major injuries, is greatness personified. But then I thought, man, who else has been producing at a high level this late into their career? Now here we are, talking about the top 5 players who were dominating the league in year 15. Real quick, before we get into the video, number 1, make sure to check out the latest episode of the Dish Podcast. Links are going to be everywhere in the description on your screen. We're going to be recording another episode this weekend, so stay tuned and subscribe for that. Number 2, check out Hoop Talk City on Instagram. It's ran by me and the guys from the former HTP, now HTC, HTC Discord, and we're already at 3K followers. Again, that is Hoop Talk City. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this list, starting with number 5 in Tim Duncan. Aside from being one of the most dominant players the league has ever seen at a young age, Tim Duncan's longevity is probably the most notable aspect of Duncan's legacy, and rightfully so. I remember like a 7-year stretch where literally everyone was just counting out the Spurs and Duncan for being too old, but every single year, Duncan would come back averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks, while leading his team to one of the best records in the league. And year 15 in 2012 was no exception. Okay, maybe slightly, because at age 35, Duncan would put up 15 points a game, 9 rebounds and nearly 2 blocks per game in only 28 minutes. All of that while being the best player, or if you want to say Tony Parker, go ahead, I'm not going to be mad, of a 50-win Spurs team. And mind you, that was a lockout year. So if he played 82 games that year, it would have translated to roughly 60 wins. And Tim Duncan was arguably the best player on that team. Number 4, Karl Malone. While his career lacks of a championship, there is one thing it does not lack: longevity. And this isn't any type of longevity where he just plays on a championship contender on the bench late in his career. We're talking about a 13-year stretch where Karl Malone averaged 25 plus points per game in 12 of those years, 11 consecutively. While his numbers did slightly dip in year 15, and players such as Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett were probably considered better than Malone, who was unanimously the best power forward 3 to 4 years prior, 36-year-old Karl Malone was definitely still holding up his own in 2000, averaging 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists on great efficiency, while leading his team to a 55-win season. Number 3, Kobe Bryant. Fresh off back-to-back championships, 32-year-old Kobe Bryant was back at it again. And I wouldn't say he was better than ever, but he was still a top 5 player in the league at this point. Kobe would put up 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists on 45% from the field, garnering an All-NBA first team and an All-Defensive first team selection, while leading his team to 55 wins like Karl Malone in 2011. While in the playoffs, he would underperform as he got swept by the Mavs. To be that productive to the point where you're still a top 5 player in the league, to the point where you're still one of the best defenders in the league, to the point where you're selected to an All-NBA first team, is highly impressive. Number 2, Kareem AbdulJabbar. While Kareem in year 15 was definitely a different player than what he was in, let's say, year 7, where he was putting up 28 points, 17 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 blocks, the fact that I just read out that stat line is insane. He was definitely still an elite player in year 15 at the age of 37. While having Magic Johnson definitely helped, the man regardless was putting up 22 points a game on nearly 60% from the field, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. While those numbers don't seem that impressive, what adds on to it is what he did in the playoffs, specifically the finals, where Kareem would torch the Celtics, putting up 27 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and nearly 2 steals on 48% from the field. However, the Lakers and Kareem did lose to Larry Bird and the Celtics in 7 games, but nonetheless, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar proved that he was still an elite player, one of the best in the league in year 15. Number 1, LeBron James. Oh, who saw this coming, right? Well, we still haven't seen LeBron in the playoffs yet. And while LeBron is probably going to lead his team to a worse record than everyone I've mentioned in this video, there is one thing LeBron has that none of the others do on this list have in year 15. None of the other players on this list were considered the best player in the world by most people, except for one LeBron James. LeBron James in year 15 is putting up 27 points, nearly 9 rebounds, nearly 9 assists, a steal, and a block on an insane 55% from the field, 37% from 3, and a respectable 73% from the free throw line, while leading the league in minutes per game, again in year 15 at 33 years old. That's simply ridiculous. And as of the making of this video, I do still have LeBron and the Cavs making it to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'd still favor them going to the Finals. Shouts to LeBron and everyone on this list for being so great late in their career, man. It is definitely, I made a video a couple weeks ago on longevity and how much it really matters, but don't get it twisted. I was just bringing up, the concept and how much it really matters in the discussion when we're comparing players. But what we can't argue on is the fact that it is definitely impressive to be this productive late in your career. But with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you're gonna follow Hoop Talk City on Instagram. That is Hoop Talk City. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.